mental health is key. What advice you wish you had at a younger age about keeping your mental health intact to be dealing with the things that we deal with today?
I'll probably say being able to open up more to people around you instead of bottling everything up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like open up more and not being so aggressive. You know?
Yeah, I've been telling y'all all day, man. Y'all gotta be vulnerable. You gotta allow yourself to let people in. Cause if you like you said, if you're not letting it out, it's gonna bottle it up. That's gonna build that anger inside of you. And that's not the mental health we need. So take care of yourselves first. Go get somebody to talk to.
Do I think there's a problem with youth violence? Yes. Personally, yes. But I don't know. The young guys are gonna have to get in their heads that there's different routes for you to go about things. There's different avenues that these youngins, people my age, that we can take, but we're not realizing it. So that's why we need to get together as a community, as Black people, to figure all that out.
Save your money. Save your money. I had a job, been having a job since I was 15, so definitely saving money for, getting a house, buying my own car, things like that. I probably would have saved. Ask for support. If you're feeling some type of way. I work in mental health now, so I totally understand this. Ask for help. Don't be afraid to tell somebody what's going on. Focus on school. Don't worry about nothing else. And if you need help, ask for it. Definitely would have asked for some more help. Because I did not do good in school, and I was acting a fool for a little while. But I got it together. Got my degree, stuff like that later on. But during high school, definitely would have did better.
Welcome back, Season 8, Game Point Sports. I'm in. Good night.
Hey, it's your boy Sebo, keeping the rubber on the wheels warm.
Hey, check it out, man. We'd like you to like, share, comment, repeat, retweet, and do it all again. And hit that notification bell so you know when we on.
You on. You know, here at Game Point, we keep the game on point. We have some special for you. Can I bring it up or do I wait?
Hey, go ahead. Go
okay.
ahead.
We have special guests here. Clearly, you can see we are dealing with, we're in the presence of Denver's finest. That is at two levels, and we want to talk about what those are and what they've actually done. They're Denver natives, and we want to break that down. But I think it's only fair for us to kind of set it up on who you all are and what you do and where you come from. Is that fair?
That sounds good.
What you got? I know you was about to say something. I want to make sure you had some time to get that out.
I'm not about to say that. I'm just ready for it to go. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
That.
So
first off, Sydney Price.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am. And you are currently and actively a coach where?
At Northfield High School.
Okay, and this has been as a May. I know we talked a little bit off camera, but kind of fill me around that time.
Yeah, around May, I took on the head coach position for the Northfield girls basketball program. I also coach with the Lady Blackhawks as well, and have been since 2015.
Wow. And who is with you? Maybe I'll let you do the official introduction.
Yes, this is my wonderful daughter, Madison Bethel. She is a freshman at Northfield High School.
Okay.
And has also been a product of the Lady Blackhawks as well.
Okay.
I thought you was going to allow them to introduce themselves, but it's okay,
I thought I did.
But you did it just fine.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Denver native.
Hey, we glad to have y'all here. We thank y'all for coming.
Thank
we
you.
really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
We're excited.
Kel's excited. Yeah, he's a Denver guy. I'm a Aurora guy. Were you in Aurora a lot?
No, I'm Denver, Park Hill.
You see, I get that a lot. We was in Aurora, now Centennial. But Denver, that's where you're from, and maybe you can just take a second and just kind of explain what was the start of your basketball career? What got you into the sport?
Yeah. So what got me into the sports was my family. My dad played basketball at Colorado State University.
Okay.
And then went on to play in the ABA for the San Antonio Spurs and the Utah Jazz. I have two older siblings,
Did you play with George Gervin?
No, he played with George Carl.
George Carl, future Nuggets coach,
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Former Hall of Famer.
Is he official? He's in there?
I'm pretty sure he's in.
He's going.
close.
Anyway, go ahead. You keep going.
Yeah.
We
So, and then I have two older siblings, Kiana Davis and Carrie Price. Both played basketball. So basketball has been rooted in our family for a long time. So since I can remember, I started out playing basketball at Skyland Rec Center.
Okay. How old were you?
Oh, man, I was probably about 7, I can remember. Had the ability to be coached by a lot of great Denver natives who played with my dad, Bill William Jones.
Okay.
Horace Kearney.
Okay.
A couple people that have had some huge impacts on my coaching career over at Skyland Rec Center.
She's got lineage. It's not a game. It's not an accident.
Yeah.
It's not an accident.
It's not on accident.
Yeah, it's not an accident.
Yep.
Okay.
So
it's not a publicity stunt. She's really out here.
I've been doing this.
Real deal.
It's
Real deal.
rooted.
A lot of the people you mentioned, I've heard of their names, like Kearney. I was a Pirate, so I grew up in Skyland.
Okay.
So,
See, I told you this is he's for the turf. I thought you was gonna go there. And I appreciate that. Go ahead. Talk your stuff.
And from what it is, from somebody I know, they said your family is the first family of basketball in Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, so the Price name, I would say, holds some pretty big weight.
Okay.
My mom didn't play sports, but was very active in her community, so she was known for being an activist for the Black community in Denver. So, but yes, basketball is what the Prices are known for.
Sweet. What you got, C-Ball?
Well, so that's the lineage. That's right. This doesn't come from. It's not an accident. Where you really get a chance to shine, I think, is early, but in high school. Mm-hmm. And for you, where'd you go to high school at?
So I went to Manual High School.
Okay.
Yep, I'm a Thunderbolt. I got my chain on with my Thunderbolt on there because loyal to that.
Okay.
Started out as a freshman on varsity, played all 4 years on varsity,
Okay.
all city accolades. Also a track runner at Manual High School and went to state and track as well.
Do we say the year, or you want to keep saying
the year.
What's the
Class
year?
of 2003.
Shout out to the class of 2003. You know what this is. Get in here. You know what this is.
Yeah.
She tell you what she did. She did what she done. Okay. Well, what are some of those? Are there some stats? I hate to say stats because that's not what you really remember like high school for. Mm-hmm. But on the basketball side, are there some stats that you're proud of and what you accomplished with Manual? And if there are, what was that?
Absolutely. I think what was big for me is, I was a 4-year letterman, so I lettered all 4 years in both basketball and track. coming in as a freshman, I know there was a lot of talk of like, who's this freshman coming in? You know, didn't know much about me. So I came in by the midpoint of my freshman year. I was starting.
Okay.
And so I had the opportunity to play in the city championship against East. We didn't win it, but it was a solid game. Solid game, competitive game.
What was your performance? What'd you do? Throw something out there. What'd you do?
That's been a long time, but at that time, as a freshman, I was responsible for guarding their point guard.
And this has got to be the standout point guard. Who was the standout point guard?
Her name was Tasha Moloch.
Tasha Moloch. Mm-hmm. She was on you as a freshman, though. What grade was she in?
She was a senior.
She was a freshman, though. She was a freshman.
Giving her the business.
So anyway, Tasha, and this was your freshman year. Did you ever go back again?
So no, after about our freshman year, I think a lot of the girls, graduated. So from sophomore year to my senior year, I was probably the most dominant player. So the ball was in my hand a lot. I was trying to put Manuel on my back, and we competed all 4 years. We did. Just never made it back to that city or state.
What school did Nikki Weddles go to?
She went to Montbello.
Yep,
Montbello, not man. Okay.
Yep, Nikki was before me.
Yeah, no, she was a little earlier back, but I just remembered I was thinking it wasn't Manual, but they always be messing with me because I'm from Aurora, so they give me a hard time. I was just where the mall was, we was where, all the skating rinks were. We was just over there skating, that's all we was doing. We was hanging out there. We had the bowling alley. I'm sorry, man. We was just in Aurora. Aurora was, listen, you'd have really appreciated Aurora back then. Skating rinks was heavy.
Yes.
That's where we was at. But no, so anyway, you next level, you go to college.
Yes. So again, my mom was huge on academics.
Okay.
Wasn't as big on basketball, so I had a lot of academic scholarships.
Okay.
I had basketball scholarships as well, out of state, and I had one up in University of Colorado Springs. But my mom was like, you got money up at CSU, that's where you're going. So both of my parents went to CSU, that's where they met. And so she's like, you going where the money's at? Which, for whatever reason, I had a lot of money there because I took care of my academics. I did. I came out.
And then, but not only that, just keep it what it is. I mean, it's the information you take away from it. Like, you have amazing degrees from schools that are do you remember? But it's the education, it's the information, right? Yep. And if it's for free.
Yep. So I went up to CSU.
For free? For the free ski?
Exactly. Went up to CSU, and at that time, I decided I didn't have a basketball scholarship, but I walked on.
Okay.
So I ended up being a walk-on player, competed at a high level. Never really got to get a chance to get on the court like I wanted to. My junior year, I did get a high ankle sprain, and we had new coaches coming in. So I think it was my sophomore year. All the girls got together. We didn't like our coach, so we went to our athletic director. They ended up having him resign, or he resigned on his own. So it was just a lot of rebuilding, and that time was there. But the friendships, the relationships I built, I learned at that point that coming from Manual High School, I did not have the same opportunities as other girls.
Sure.
I was skilled. I didn't think anybody could guard me.
Okay.
But I didn't have the resources being put into me as the girls that were coming in from Minnesota and California. You could clearly see they was in the weight room on nutrition programs, had trainers. I was coming out of Manual High School with a weight room that was half of our OG.
Yeah. I mean, and they talk about that a lot in female sports, is just the resources around it, right? And I mean, what you're saying, makes it's a big point, right? Because when they're even in the Olympics, where they were showing like some of the workout facilities for the ladies in certain aspects, that that's always been a thing. So
it was definitely one side. I got a question. What did the coach do for you guys to form a coup and get them fired?
Yeah, so it was just his approach and how he talked to us.
Okay.
Sometimes it was very belittling. Like, we had this one girl, her name was, I think it was Marilyn. She was probably about 6'5", and a little clumsy, and he would always joke about that. So he didn't always make us feel empowered, right? A lot of the things he would say would be demeaning. And I think at that point we decided that we weren't going to put up with that, and we wanted to see something different. So we all came together and expressed our concerns for how we were feeling as a team.
So seeing that where it was a failed opportunity in coaching, did that have anything to do with maybe where that spark for you first kicked in around that time?
Absolutely.
Talk about that a little bit, just
Yeah.
on because you know when there's failed leadership, you know I think it brings down communities, not
Absolutely.
just you're talking about a team. So there's so many people impacted by that, and so that's for you where that stands out, where it's like this is that seed of coaching and how to actually really lead started to grow.
Absolutely.
Talk
So,
about that.
I mean, even as a player, I knew at that time I wanted to give back to the community because of my experience with lack of having resources, right?
Yeah.
And being prepared and feeling equipped to play at the next level. I knew at that moment that I wanted to be that for my community. And I wanted to be that for the Denver community. After college, I went and moved to St. Louis to work on another degree and got involved in nonprofit out there, right? And so, but I knew I wanted to come back and give to DPS, which was a community that made me, right? And I know that there's oftentimes this idea that you can't come from urban city schools and be successful, but I had been, right? And so that was number one. I knew I wanted to give back to the community in a different way. And share that experience and be able to motivate and encourage young girls to have those resources to be able to compete at that level if they want it.
Okay.
And then, yes, absolutely. Same thing with the coach.
And then as far as coaching and giving back to your community, I believe, are you the only black high school women's coach? Or?
It's close. There's one other at Cherry Creek Trails.
Okay.
And then there used to be one at Overland.
I mean, not to put you on the spot, but do you know her name?
Her name is Tammy. I don't know her last name.
Coach Tammy.
Coach Tammy.
Shout out to Coach Tammy at Cherokee Trails.
Yep.
I think as much eyes or light around what you all are doing
Yeah.
is possible.
Yep.
Is a good thing. So
And then Nikki Weddles, she is at DMLK.
Yeah.
Nikki, shout out
Nikki
Nikki.
is coaching the boys at DMLK. But those are the only ones that I'm really familiar with.
When does your coaching career start?
So it started in 2012 when I was in St. Louis working for that nonprofit organization. We started a summer youth academy, and in that summer youth academy, I was the coordinator for that. We put together teen pregnancy prevention, drug prevention, mental health, healthy relationships, and then they also got a chance to do sports. And so I was over the sports coordination. So I was
What age group?
so all high school, middle school to high school.
Middle school to high school.
Before we get to the next question, shout out to Kiana Davis. Tammy State Right is the name.
Yep, that's my sister,
Cherokee
Kiana
Trail.
Davis. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to the fans, man. See, this is what we do. Keep the game on point. Appreciate that.
Hey, check it out, and fans, if y'all got any questions for our guests, hey, shoot them out there. We're going to get it to them.
I like that. All right, so you're in this coaching. This is your first go at it. Like, talk to me about like how long were you doing it, and what's some record like? Were you competitive? Was your team out there? What was going on?
Yeah, so I didn't get much into coaching there. I just built the program to create opportunities for kids.
Okay.
I did some personal training. Like I knew some people through networking. They wanted me to train their kids, so I did some one-on-one trainings. I also did personal training. That was my first career when I first got out of college, so I was doing a lot of
Sports
that.
medicine?
Sports medicine, yeah.
Yeah.
Health and exercise science is my
Sports
bachelor's
medicine,
degree.
boy. When you go to school, sports medicine saves the day on a couple of us. Shout out to sports medicine.
Yes.
You undecided, and it gives you, especially if you're an athlete, it kind of gives you such an inner look at what you do and how you respond.
Your dynamics. Yes, all of that.
Shout out
makes
to
a
sports
difference.
medicine.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so started there. Then I moved back home in 2014 and immediately jumped on with the Lady Blackhawks. At that time, my niece Lindsay Holloway and my sister-in-law Lena Price were a part of Lady Blackhawks, and they were the ones that pushed me to get into coaching. And so I started to coach Lindsay in 5th grade. Did some really good things out of St. Charles at that time, was where Lady Blackhawks were based out of. So we were really building our program. At that time, we had girls from all different ages. So it was one team from all different ages because we hadn't built our program yet. And eventually we've started to grow, and now we have girls on each level, each grade.
How many levels does the Blackhawks represent? Like,
Yep,
how many?
so 3rd through high school, through seniors in high school.
So, I mean, like each grade has a team?
Each grade
Fully
has a team.
stocked stocked, ready to go with backups and everything.
Absolutely.
Shout out to them like that. Hey, man, if y'all understood, I mean, and some of y'all do, shout out to the coaches, shout out to the, the parents and or people involved with youth sports who have done and gone through that journey. Because, one of the toughest things to do is get kids.
Yes.
That's one of the toughest things to do.
And keep kids.
And keep and retain.
Yeah.
Retain talent.
That is the hardest thing in youth sports.
Recruit and retain talent. And so for all of you all who have been involved, I got a lot of good friends who have been in youth athletics, for all my life. And I know those are some things that are tough and challenging. So for you all to have fully stocked backups, third through senior year of high school,
absolutely.
that's something to talk about. So
and that's not easy, That's something we built over years. Shout out to Rodney Bates on that because he's our founder on that and has, maintained and pushed us and we've done it together, but it's been a ride. And so then from there, I went on to George as a JV coach. That was in 2017. So I did that for 1 year and then went to Manual High School for 4 years and was their head coach. Took a break to focus on my daughter a little bit at the middle school level. Okay. And then Northfield came upon me last year.
So you didn't go, put it out there. You didn't go to them, they came to you?
I didn't go searching.
They came to you?
They came to me. Right, they came to me, and in partnership with the Lady Blackhawks.
I love to hear the word
and what we wanted to build for our inner city girls. Right, we were sending our kids to George at one point. Yeah. Then we decided that we needed more, right, and we wanted to create more, and so we worked with Northfield. Shout out to Zeke on that, our AD, Chris Redwine.
Shout out Zeke.
That's also our Lady Blackhawks team that decided we needed to create a space where our kids in the city of Aurora and Denver, because we have kids all over. For affordable club pricing to have a gym that they could go to and a weight room that they could use in the summer, right? There was one period of time we were practicing outside at MLK Rec Center.
So talk about that a little bit. Like, where are these resources? Where are the resources coming from?
Yeah.
Like, what is generating that so that you all have these? The equipment, how are you all generating these resources?
that's the tough piece, right? It's just our networking, trying to get people to invest in us. The cost of our program is, none of our coaches are paid. That's very rare at a club level. You do not see that. So we put all that money that parents pay for their kids into them. They're getting strength and conditioning. Is helping with their tournament fees and things like that. And so none of that money is going into our pockets. So that's something we're working on and could use the community help on. How do we continue to get resources in for our organization?
Let's get the money to the Lady Blackhawks. L. Russ wanted to know, says LBH for life, Lady Blackhawks for life.
Yeah, for sure.
Keanu Davis also says Madden is the best point guard in the state.
Whoa. See, we should have like a veil. Then let it come out at the end. She's here, and we're going to take the second segment. We're going to have a conversation with Madison. But while we do have her mother here, we want to get her full attention because she's got us right now. I'm on this journey with you right now.
Yeah.
I'm going through the ranks with you right now. Absolutely. We're looking at resources. And shout out, now, before we get too far into it, we can bring it up again at the end of the segment. If somebody wanted to and they're watching this or they're part of this later on, they want to invest in the resources that you all are making available for these young ladies and just youth athletes in general, where can they go?
So right now, as everyone knows, Colorado Gives is happening, but you can reach out to Rodney Bates, you can reach out to myself. Any of us can kind of connect you with what we need and how they can give back to our organization.
Yeah, so
shout out to my man Bates, though.
Yes.
Yeah, put that in the thread. We'll have it in there, and more importantly, revisit it. You can always stop and hit rewind once you see this. We can come back to it.
Play it again.
So you're coaching there now give us your current coaching role right now.
Yep, so I'm currently at Northfield High School.
Northfield High School.
This is my first year. We are currently 8-1.
What is you all's mascot?
So it is a Nighthawk.
Shout out to Nighthawks.
Nighthawks.
Did that make a sound? Don't you don't have to do it. They got. Do y'all have an actual mascot?
Yes, the Nighthawks. Yep.
Is somebody coming out like in a Nighthawk suit?
I think we seen them here for football. We did.
Football.
Not yet for basketball. It's early.
Like, Bond, come on, you pushing it. We got a mascot.
You got a fight song?
I don't know if we know the fight song, but we say protect the nest.
Okay,
but I think there
Protect
is
the
a
Nest.
fight song as well.
Okay, I mean that might be something for the viewers to take a look at.
I want to know the difference between coaching youth basketball and coaching high school basketball. That's a good
Yeah,
question.
I think, what I have learned in my experience is the level of investment in club is a lot higher because parents are, paying, right?
Yeah.
A huge amount sometimes. To invest in their kids, right? And high school can sometimes be, just focused solely on just the sport at that time. Right, it's just fun. Sometimes I think in high school, I think once you get in more competitive programs, then it becomes a little bit more investment for parents.
Yeah.
But what I have experienced at Northfield is that same level of club AAU, is that same level of competitiveness at Northfield. So.
And what is it a conference? Is that what it is? What conference
Yeah,
are
so
you
we're
on?
5A, 4A right now. So we're 4A in the state, or 5A in the state, 4A in Denver Prep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I seen that and I was wondering how that all worked because they had 5A, 4A.
Yeah.
So, 8-1.
8-1
Who'd
right
you
now.
guys take the L to?
D. Evelyn.
And what was it? Were they just better than y'all? Was it that night?
I wouldn't say that. I think we just, we're a new team, new program, new coaching. They're learning our systems, and I think we just got out rebound. That's what it came down to.
Talking about the rebound.
And
Let's talk about the rebound.
What's
We'll
your
get into
coaching
that.
style? You a yeller? Like,
Yeah. So I'm not a yeller. I really try to take an approach of youth development. Right. I am an employee of Denver Public Schools, so I run before and after school programs. So I understand the concept of youth development. Right. So I'm asking a lot of questions. Right.
To the refs? Or
To the
players?
kids. I ask ref questions
Yeah,
too.
see, look,
Refs kick me out sometimes.
She gotta have that vibe. Like I asked some questions.
Yeah,
Is that what we do? Is that what we
refs-
doing today?
The refs kick me out sometimes, but with the players, I really focus on their development and IQ of the game. Right?
Yeah.
It's not just me telling them what to do. I want them to know why they're doing what they want, what they're doing, why it works, when you want to do it. So it really is an approach of just talking.
Yeah.
Now when we start to get unfocused, I'm gonna yell.
You
Right?
have a whistle?
I don't have. Yeah, I got a whistle.
But okay. See what you was about to say? No.
I do blow the whistle,
You
but
got a whistle.
It's rare. Like I leave that whistle in the car. It's
Okay.
like I can just say, listen up, y'all, focus up, and they do it. Right? I don't need a whistle, right? Because I think my influence is bigger than that.
that is a good coaching trait that you don't need a whistle.
Yeah.
No
Check
whistle.
it out, man. We gonna need a whistle right now to take this break.
Okay, yeah, we got a few more questions while we do have their presence here with us. And again, we want to thank you and your daughter for coming out. And we're gonna talk to her. I think we might even come back on that. So I appreciate it, y'all. Go ahead, close us out.
Hey man, like we say, like, share, comment, repeat, retweet, and do it all again. Hit that notification bell so you know when we on. Or you on? No, when we on. I had it all together now.
When we on, they on. And when they on, we on.
Hey,
That's the
good
play.
enough.
Let's do it. All right, we'll be back in a minute.
Break is running.
All right.
When it comes to finances, what type of advice do you wish you had at a younger age when it came to finances that you be using right now?
Ooh, I mean, there's so much, but I would say the biggest one would be invest in yourself. That would be the biggest one.
How can someone invest in themselves?
Just basically, instead of seeing what people are doing and copying that and trying to be like them, is basically take that same money and come up with your own idea and then invest that money in yourself. So, I mean, perfect example is, I love The Rock. I see everything that he's doing, but instead of going out and buying t-shirts about The Rock, I came up with my own clothing line and invested in myself. Now I wear my own tees.
Every day you wake up, you say, how can I do better for me?
How can I be better than the person I was yesterday?
16 years old, I was on my way to a juvenile bid. You know what I'm saying? I was out doing dumb stuff. And I didn't have to. I'm not going to sit here and talk about how rough and tough my life was. I was doing stuff I didn't have to do. So I would tell my 16-year-old self, man, believe in yourself. You can live a productive, legal, prosperous life. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen overnight. It's like, building a house brick by brick. Building a wall, brick by brick. You know what I mean? Day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. That's how it works. You know what I'm saying? My young self wanted that instant gratification. You know what I'm saying? I'm, part of that microwave age, I would tell my 16-year-old self, man, believe in yourself. Teach them certain things about what a real man is, because, we're taught certain things about what a man is that's wrong. And that's the whole thing, when we grow old, it's that wisdom, it's that knowledge. But we learned it from living and experiencing and from making bad decisions, you know what I'm saying? It's gotta be a little dirt there if you want a man to grow. You know what I'm saying? It's gotta be a little dirt if you want anything to grow. You know what I'm saying? So I've grown through my dirt, you know what I mean? Some of it, not proud of, you know what I mean? At the same time, I'm not ashamed because of what I've learned. You know what I'm saying? And I humbly just move forward.
Yeah. To the second half or the second segment of Game Point. Hey, we back up in this thing. We got Miss Price and Madison Bethel in the house, along with C-Bo, the gracious host of Game Point. But we here, man. Before we get to Miss Madison, I got a question for Sid.
Coach Price.
Coach Price. Let me hit the comments real quick.
Coach Price.
Great show, says Kiana Davis. Carrie Price says, the price is always right. Proud of you both.
That's right.
Maddie and Sydney. All right, so the question is, because I've watched my kids and things like that. When was the first, tear-jerking moment, you had watching your daughter play?
Oh, man.
You ready for this? She already told you?
No. So this was super early.
Oh, hold on. This is breaking news. She never told me. Go ahead.
So I think it had to be when she first started with Denver Parks and Rec. Here's the reason why. So Maddie didn't want to play basketball, which is probably a heartbreaker for our family. She wanted to be a cheerleader, right? So she was in dance, she did tap, she did ballet. So she was doing that at the time. So I was like, let's just give it a try, right? Parks and Rec. She goes into Parks and Rec, and she has a triple-double every game. Never has played, never has touched a basketball. Goes in there, and it's just pure dominance. And I think at that point, that was something she also recognized that she was good at and wanted to take advantage of it, because after that, no more cheerleading and dance. We was fully in baskivall, right?
But when you say that, and I think he brought up a good question, and I'm like, the tearjerker moment, and we're diving in, even not her giving a triple-double, that moment where you were just like, oh, man.
Yeah, that moment when she had 25 points at 5 years old.
The first
I was
game,
like, game. I was like, oh, man.
You had to look away
I was like, wait a minute now.
Hey, listen, I just
we
said
about to do this thing.
Shout out to that. That's an awesome, and I really say that from a place where my 9-year-old and we were talking about it off camera. She just won this spelling bee for her school, and she competed last year and went to districts, but she didn't win for her school, even though she was in 3rd grade. Yeah. And she did it here in 4th grade, and she won. And I'm watching it on the camera, and I'm just looking at her, and she's just kind of sitting there. And when he's talking about that tear jerk moment, and I had something in my eye. I wasn't like crying. I wasn't like crying or nothing.
Yeah. I've been there.
It's allergy season, right? There's leaves and stuff out, and pollen, right? So I'm just like pollen all in my face, but I fought through that. But it was right when she was just like she didn't know if she was supposed to cheer or not. Like she almost cheered and she stopped. And she was like, am I? And they're like, no, go ahead, you won the whole thing. She had her little moment. I was like, okay, all right, okay.
Yeah. And
that was that for you.
That was it. But the other one I had too was just recently we were in the tournament where we lost to D. Evelyn, and she got all tournament team.
Yeah.
And didn't know she was getting that. They just called her name. So that was a big one for me. I was like, okay, she's on track. And
that's what it is. That's what you talking about. That thing right there at that moment where you just like you something about it and you like they own something. Yeah. Well, I think that's a great segue, and I think because we don't want to keep them out too late. What's the score on the game? Somebody who got the score on the game?
I get it. Go ahead, keep going.
But Madison. We want to talk to you. How you feel about that? You okay?
Yep.
Yeah, you're doing great. I think this will be easier. Let your mom introduce who you are and what you do, and if you don't mind, tell who we sit next to. Who
you're sitting next to Madison Bethel.
Yes.
She actually was not born in Denver. She was born in St. Louis, Missouri. And she has been playing basketball since she was 5. Like I said, she's also done some tap and ballet.
Yeah.
She loves to run, so she's excited about getting ready to start track, and just super driven. She's smart.
Yeah.
She's a good friend.
All right, she got you. She got you. Give it up for Madison. No, I appreciate it. Hey, shout out to Madison. We need some horns.
Might have a tear-jerking moment.
Yeah, she's trying to. I told you I got daughters. Right. Take it easy. I got just 2 daughters.
I got a quick question. One of my daughters, she runs track. What's your track event of choice?
I'm kind of more for the 200 and the 400, but I don't know yet.
Yep, I got a son. He runs the 400 hurdles at Prairie View right now.
Okay.
But we hear that you're all basketball all the time.
Mm-hmm.
How do you balance school and basketball?
It's definitely hard to balance both.
Okay.
But usually just like not stressing a lot and making sure that I'm just like not overthinking everything. So like I usually we have study hall after school for like 45 minutes. So that time I usually take a lot of time to like study and make sure I have everything that's on track. And then sometimes I'll study after school because I do stress a lot. Like just like making sure that I'm on top of everything. So making sure that I'm just studying a lot.
So when you do that, and shout out to staying diligent. Your mom's already explained to us, and I don't know if it's something I gotta remember. Was it on camera or off camera? We had such a great conversation when I first walked in the door. I'm like, man, I messed it up. We could have asked that on camera. But schedule. Do you have for yourself a loose schedule that you follow or a tight schedule? Like, are you one that has an itinerary? Are you on that? Or
not necessarily. I just do whatever.
You know what needs to get done.
Yeah.
Okay. They say it's not about how you as long as you know the destination, it's not about how you get there. So if you know the destination, you can be a little liberal on how you get there. I can appreciate that.
A lot of ways to get there.
Now, quick question about basketball, though, because clearly you didn't want to initially start playing basketball. Do you remember that time before you wanted to?
I do remember that time.
Is it because you just seen nothing but basketball around the house? Basketball, everybody play basketball, everybody in basketball?
I was kind of forced. My mom was just like, we're just going to try it just in case to see if I wanted something different. She really didn't want me to do cheer. So it was kind of just like she wanted to give it a chance. And so I just was like, okay.
Okay. And then when was it for you where you're like, because being good at something early, sometimes you don't really understand or necessarily, you don't know that you're good. Mm-hmm. For a lot of young people, that's like the toughest thing for them to really kind of concept is like, I'm good. Mm-hmm. So, but for you, I'm assuming that you've come to that realization by now.
I have.
Okay. And when do you think that took place? When was it just like, all right, you know what? I'm nice. I'm decent. When did you have that moment?
Probably about 2 years ago, maybe. Or not even. It was like kind of when I started playing up. Because when I used to play club, I played up instead of playing on my grade level. So that was kind of more like, oh my gosh, I'm actually this good, or like, oh my gosh, I can play up and still dominate. So I feel like that was kind of part of it for me. And also just like knowing that I get like a lot of accolades, like people want to play with me and people ask me where I'm going to school for high school. That kind of just gave me a lot of confidence and like let me know that like I'm getting there and I'm good.
You all right. Let you know you all right.
So how do you balance knowing that you're good and not kind of walking around like, because a lot of people that are good, they kind of walk around like jerks sometimes.
To be honest, I don't like to brag about it. It's kind of embarrassing sometimes.
That's fair.
Like, my family most of the time is the ones, like, telling me, like, yeah, you're this good. Like, don't be afraid to say it. So, really, I'm kind of more, like, on the nervous side to even talk about it. So, usually, I don't even brag about it a lot.
It's modest.
But I like that. And I like where, you know, at the end of the day, you want to have the moment so that you don't miss the opportunity of saying, hey, I got something. Mm-hmm. A lot of us run from I got something. Mm-hmm. Keep it in the buck. A lot of us run from I got something.
Scared of success.
Right? Because it's like, it's not so much about being humble. It's just really understanding the opportunity of it. Like, people are, I think sometimes for a lot of us, you know, if you really think about where you've gotten to where you're at, you're almost a little bit more fearful of success than you are of failure, even though they make it seem like most of us are afraid of failure. Mm-hmm. Sometimes success is a lot brighter. Mm-hmm. And for us to just walk right into it, you know, we don't talk enough about like mental health, and not to say that that's not something that for all of us deal with, but like anxiety plays a factor. Like, how many of us have done less than what we needed to do because of anxiety, because of, we called it back in the day nerves, or, you know, because we didn't want to seem like we were bragging. But then we've seen the story now repeat enough times where some of those kids needed to know that they had a talent.
Absolutely.
Some of those kids needed to know that, you know, this is a unique opportunity for you to take advantage of, and if you don't take full advantage, we don't always get a bunch of them. Absolutely. So it's good to know you're good, but even better that you're humble about it so that you can keep through the process. Did you have a question?
Go ahead.
Well, I'm kind of, and I like to, you know, I like sports now, let me tell you. I'm like, but, you know, there's some junkies. Kel, you're a junkie. My brother, he's a junkie. You know, all my friends are coaches, right? But me personally, I'm a people kind of person. I'm an energy kind of person, you know, if we get to talking. And so sometimes I like to know what fuels you. Like, what kind of music do you listen to? Who's some artists that you listen to? What's your jam?
I'm kind of into like R&B, sort of.
Old school?
To the rap, not old school, no. But like, I mean, kind of a little bit, but I'm more into the new school type of R&B. So I listen to
Hold on. You gotta help me on that one. What's new school R&B?
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Let me get a pen. I gotta write this down. What is new school? Help me out. What's new school R&B?
A lot of people listen to like Summer Walker.
Okay, yeah, that is. Yeah, okay.
SZA.
Okay.
Well, a lot of people born into rap nowadays, but a lot of new school kids are into the rap type of stuff. But so like rap wise, they like Sexy Red and all the other people. But Summer Walker is one of them.
Your R&B is really what drives you.
Yeah.
Like when you in a good pace and a good rhythm, you got something going. You got a nice R&B track.
Yeah.
Have you listened to any '90s R&B?
Yeah.
And if you have, not saying I'm not putting anything, I'm saying if you just happen to have listened to some '90s R&B, was there anybody that you heard that you liked and maybe you listen to again? '90s R&B. You got an assignment, Mom. SWV. Well, I mean, just so that she has that catalog.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's us. That's us. We got that cleaning music. That's what you know. You got that cleaning music. So, but no, it's good. So, do you have friends? I'm sorry if you have.
No, I wanted to know about the music. Like, is that what you're listening to before the wedding?
No, I don't listen to R&B before the games, but we kind of have like a playlist, kind of like the Northfield team has a playlist that we all kind of listen to. So we're all like in the playlist, and that kind of like gets me motivated sometimes as well. So. I just listen to the Northfield playlist sometimes.
I like Rod Wave though too.
I like Rod Wave, but he's more like R&B.
Yeah.
All the kids like Rod Wave.
Yeah.
Rod Wave is he's doing like stadiums by himself. Mm-hmm. Like, what is happening? Rod Wave, he's that's that guy.
He's definitely that guy.
Okay, all right.
I heard a Rod Wave song.
Dang.
No, listen, Rod Wave, these kids don't be playing about Rod Wave, man. I mean, it's young adults, not kids, I respectfully. But if you listen to music, that kind of makes me feel like concert, that kind of made me sound like Friends. Do you have friends outside of basketball?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and you the one that just come over like, yeah, so, you know, basketball, or you guys get into stuff other than basketball?
We get into stuff other than basketball. A lot of my friends that I have outside of basketball are more like on the girly side, like cheerleading and stuff.
Okay.
So that's also kind of good for me so that I can show some of my girly side and not always like my basketball side.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's awesome. So, what about like cooking? You do any cooking?
I do cooking. My granny's big on cooking, so usually when I go to St. Louis to visit family, she also like makes me cook with her, and so she's big on cooking. So yes, I do like cooking a little bit, but.
Have you helped make a dish for Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Okay.
Favorite dish to make?
Mac and cheese.
Was that the dish that you helped make on Thanksgiving?
No, I didn't make the mac and cheese on Thanksgiving. But I made it for Christmas.
She was good. Huh? You did do it for Christmas?
I'm going to make it for Christmas this year.
Oh, shout out to that. Shout out to mac and cheese on Christmas.
Yep.
What did you help do on Thanksgiving?
The spinach dip.
Okay.
The ham. What else did we do?
Lemon meringue.
I didn't really help on that.
You didn't roll the lemons this year?
No.
Roll the lemons. Does that not say enough?
Some new on me.
No. What they're saying is that there's a certain dedication to cooking when you're talking about rolling lemons.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, go ahead.
Go ahead, because I want to dive back in. I want to dive back into some other things.
Well, I'm here with you, but it just when you say meticulous, like rolling lemons, that means there's like a structure. There is a process for everything. We're not walking around aimless. There's a process to everything. Talk about the process for you, your team, your daughter in there. What does practice look like?
Yeah. Practice is a lot of teaching. A lot of walkthroughs, right? So right now, we are practicing for 2 hours on Monday. Well, no, actually, Tuesday and Thursdays I have morning practice for my varsity team. So they have to come in at 6:30 to 7:30. Then they go to class at 8:25. Then they come back for our afternoon practice from 4:15 to 6:15. And then on Monday and Wednesdays, we've been working with Phenom Factory, Coach Sean White. Shout out to Sean White for coming into Northfield and doing our strength and conditioning program.
Okay.
And that happens on Monday and Wednesday. So we go from practice from 6:15 to 7:15 on those days. So it's pretty rigorous. It's not just being on the court. And like Maddie said, they have study hall. So they get out of school at 3:25. Practice doesn't start till 4:15. So they are bonding together, working on their grades from that time until practice starts. So any given day, it could be anywhere from 3.5 hours.
So this is about culture then.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're creating culture.
Yeah, culture.
So playing up, did that make it easier for the transition from high school? From youth to high school?
A little bit. I mean, not necessarily. I feel like I still struggle a little bit with just like adjusting because at a time I still went back to my grade level. So it was kind of different when I went to high school because me starting point guard, having to make sure everything was going the right way, having my mom the coach, my uncle the coach, kind of puts a lot of pressure on me. So yes, but at the same time, no.
So what's the biggest difference to you in the basketball level and going up into high school and being a young person dealing with people 3 years older than you, like the physicality of the game? Like what's the biggest difference?
More in like my club and being younger, it was not like a lot of pressure on me. Like I feel like I didn't really have to do much to like compete, or like I didn't have to do much to like be good. But more like high school, I kind of have more competition, more pressure. Like there's a lot of people watching me, making sure that I'm trying to get scholarships to make sure that I'm going to college and my mom doesn't have to pay. So a lot of it is just like more pressure basically.
And who is the one person that you go at every single time you see him on the court?
That's that. We're gonna keep that one right there. We know that. Just say they know you know who you are, and you know every day she wants to smoke, and that's respectful. They know the competition itself. Talk to me about the weather. You're a Colorado native as well?
No.
What, St. Louis?
St. Louis.
How you feel about Colorado weather?
I don't like being cold. Well, I love being cold. But I don't like snow. I hate snow. Like, it's the worst thing ever. So if I had a choice, I wouldn't live here, but I'd love it because I'm with my family a lot of the time.
Okay.
But if I had a choice, I wouldn't live here.
So in school decisions, Y'all get whoever you think about it. If you got somebody in one of those programs, keep it in mind. So for school decisions, the weather would play a factor.
It definitely would play a factor.
And so when you talk about weather that you feel that is going to add the most value to you in the community that you want to represent, what does that look like for you? A little sand, a little beach, a little lake.
I feel like more like hot. Like more like Vegas. Like I like to be hot.
Hot.
Yeah.
Hot.
That's drastic.
Hot.
All right, so weather, you say weather may play a difference, right? We got the Lady Buffs, I believe, right now. They're highly ranked.
Talented group of young ladies.
You're young, you're riding to Colorado, you're riding the Colorado way. They offer a full ride.
Full ride. Deion Sanders.
I'm more looking for just scholarships, basically. I don't really want my mom to really pay for anything. So if that's the only option that I have, then yes, I would take it. But if there's other options, I would look for the other options.
Just if it happened to be a pool of options that had resources available,
yes.
It's not out.
Yeah.
Because, it's just about where you get the knowledge. Mm-hmm. It's about getting the knowledge, not where you get it from. Yeah. I like that. Okay, shout out to you on that. But let's talk about the stuff that, I think, and this just so we can wrap it up, but I'm kind of curious myself. We've talked about you, basketball you, we say you off the court, your friends who are not involved with the game, but all this is wrapped up in what we have now for young people, which is NIL. You're familiar with that now, right? Mm-hmm. Name, image, and likeness. That means you have a social media presence now, right? Mm-hmm.
I do.
How many followers you got?
Close to 150 close.
Okay, I was saying, hold on. 150, what does that mean? 150?
Mm-hmm.
K? Not K. Is it K?
Not K.
Just started.
Yeah.
Getting going. Is that important now? And Mom, I know you can with some input in that as well too. What does social media look like now? How important do you think that is in the success with your daughter and just name, image, and likeness in general?
Yeah. So she has a basketball page on Instagram. That's only solely for basketball.
Okay.
Right? So we monitor that. We put our highlights on there. We're making sure college coaches have an opportunity to see that, following college coaches and things like that. Twitter is another big one right now for recruitment, and so we're working on getting that going. And that presence, from what I've been hearing from my networks of college coaches and people that I know that are recruiters, is that social media is a huge presence, and not just their basketball or sports page, but their other pages as well. They're looking at those things to see who they are as individuals, their character, what they're involved in, and so it's a huge part right now for recruitment.
Yeah, and is we never had. Well, I'm old. Go ahead. We got a question. How does the NIL change the way you approach achieving success in this sport as a coach and a mother of a young prep star?
Man, that's a big question. Who asked that question?
You don't want to know some of the names of these. Their titles is wow. Y'all wild for that. Now y'all make us look crazy. When they're not here, y'all can have the titles. The ladies here, we can't even say what their handles are.
Yeah, when I was coming up in college, I was just happy to get some shoes and some gear.
Yeah, for sure. That's
and a scholarship, right?
Like
that contributed. But I do believe in the fact that, not every kid is going to get a chance to go and play in the WNBA or overseas or the NBA, and they should be rewarded or compensated for the work they put in. College sports are not easy, right? You're playing I had open gym, I had strength training, I had morning conditioning, I had class, right? It was a lot that I was doing as a college athlete. Yeah. And it could have been helpful to have a little bit of money in my pocket, to be able to take care of things and maybe build that as an investment, right, to my future. Yeah. So I think it is very important as a coach to push that for girls. And
is that do you have games that you guys have underneath your social media presence? Clips?
Yeah, so we have, of course, on the Northfield page, you can see all of our different highlights, accolades, team bonding, that culture piece that we were talking about. And then our Lady Blackhawks page also showcase all our girls on different levels. Last year, 6 of our seniors all got scholarships. Okay, and so that speaks to, you know, our presence in the community and what we're trying to create for them. And so all that social media is all out there. You can Google any of their names on social media and you'll be able to find them. You can Google Lady Blackhawks and you'll be able to find us.
They're asking you what your basketball Instagram is. That's what they're asking.
My Instagram is Madison
follower.
Bethel 2027.
All right, I got a question for both of y'all. This is my last question. So we always is a dynamic of coaching your child, and we always hear from the coach's perspective. So I want to hear how playing for your parent, how that feels from your perspective first, and then I want to hear how coaching your daughter.
Great questions, by the way.
It definitely affects me a lot because sometimes players feel a certain way or feel like I have favoritism because she's the coach, which is kind of hard for me because it's like I know that I'm good and I know it's not just because of my mom.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is just like trying to prove to people that I'm not just this good because of my mom, or I'm not this good because she's the coach, or I'm not starting. So a lot of it is just me just wanting to prove to people who I really am, and it's not just because of my mom being my coach.
And so you hear that, and he brings up a good point. You hear as a mother, right? And you're like, okay, so I want to be able to coach the talent, not my daughter, right? But I want to coach the talent. But you see the other part that does pull at the mom side of it, where it's like, all right, now, you know, this is still, watch out.
Yeah,
This is
still my baby.
It's still my baby,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So I think what he's asking in that total part of that question is like you playing, you feel the pressure because not just so much from mom, because, you know, she's got a process. The family, the Price has got a process, right? But it's more in terms of like seeing mom, let's switch it up. Having mom see you as a player on the court and as her daughter, and from that perspective, how is that yin and yang pull for you? How do you manage that?
Yeah, and a
balance?
lot, you know, I again was not seeking out to be a high school coach.
Yeah.
For that reason in particular, I wanted to sit in the stands. I wanted to watch her. I wanted to see her play, you know, under a different coach, which she does also play with the Bureau. Shout out to Coach Mike because he has a huge impact on her as well.
Yeah.
And so I didn't really want to get back into high school because I didn't want to potentially have to coach her again, right? But I think what I try to do is balance that out to where I'm like, you can't call me mom, you got to call me coach.
Yeah.
Right? And the same accountability that I have for any other player is the same accountability I have for her. And sometimes when we go, because we got to ride in the car together, right? So there's this assumption that she don't get nothing, but we at home together. Right? We ride home together, right? So I try to even balance that. There are some times that we do get into the conversation a little bit more, and I'm putting her in a space to be able to understand her role and things. And then there's other times where we don't say anything about it. Right?
And I know we're seeing that more now, and you know, this is a beautiful example of it. But I mean, let's be honest, there ain't a father out there who ain't coached their son through some level of organized sports.
Right.
they just the coach for it. Just happen to be they the coach just for the time that they in that grade or for that level or whatever it is, right? And so we've seen that.
Yeah.
Prime coaches his son to this day. Everywhere, it's funny how everywhere he moves up is right with the same place where his son is at.
Yeah.
And so what?
Yeah.
So what? That is something, right? That's part of it. But you know, so what? That's how
thing,
it works out.
You know, that I've been saying is that, you know, I don't have to coach for her to play.
That's right.
Like, she can play anywhere she wants to play.
That's right.
Because she's that player, right? She's got the heart, she's got the drive. And so it's important for people to understand that I'm doing this because I want to give back to the community as well as support my child, right, in a path and in a journey in what we're trying to create. But I don't have to do this, you know, I don't have to. And I think sometimes that's what's missed, or a perception that parents coach their kids because their kids are going to get this favoritism thing, right? But I don't have to do that.
As part of that, do you have like then what would be considered like a safe space where it's like not basketball, it's not coach, it's not student? Is that like clearly defined? Like, hey, this ain't got nothing to do with basketball. We don't go into it until we hear. Yeah. Like, I'm coach when we get to the state. To the gym. I'm coach when we get to the game.
Yeah.
But once we get out the car from that first car ride from the game, I'm your mom.
What do you say, Maddie?
What does that look like?
It kind of goes back and forth. She definitely can do both.
Okay.
But sometimes when I'm like, I have a really bad attitude. It's not.
That she's working on every day.
I'm working on.
Every day.
And so a lot of that is part of the reason why she changes from being just my coach the whole time.
Yeah.
But sometimes when I have that attitude, she does turn into mom on the court. She turns into mom.
Well, that comes with it, unfortunately. Yeah. That's part of it.
Is it more like the looks, or is it more like how do you know when mom came out on the court?
She'll pull me out the game. Sometimes it'll be a look too or sometimes I'll just rub my eyes and she'll be like, Maddie, you better get it together. Like she'll get a little attitude with me too. So then I'll know how to
Yeah. No, that's it. We're watching it up close, and that's why I brought it up, and we'll wrap it up. But Coach Prime is coaching his son, plural. Mm-hmm. And they may have a play where they're not doing well. They may have a play where they're exceptional. But as a parent, you just got to kind of walk that straight. Even it's not too much either way.
Absolutely.
And that balancing act for you, I don't wish that on anybody. Yeah. But it is a unique experience.
Yes.
I think for both of you all to grow from.
Absolutely.
I think this interview has been a pleasure, not just for us, but for some of the people who are watching right now. Get a chance to see what young talent we have.
Vlog says he's seen her play. She dope. Big Money says love what y'all doing.
Thank you.
Check it out.
Thank you.
Would you say that you were the best female player coming out of Colorado?
Oh, that's tough.
Would you say
My
that?
sister would say she's the best.
What's her stats look like? Does she got you in stats?
She's Metro State D1 player. She's still holding records at Manual High School. Still has some records at Metro.
Would the best player then, walk me on this, would the best female player then last name be Price?
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
Shout out to the Prices. Hey, man, I appreciate it again for you all coming out. It's been awesome, man. We're going to go to commercial, and we really enjoyed this. And thank you for coming out, staying out late for us. Happy holidays, right?
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Hopefully we get some snow, man. We need it. Even though I know you don't want that.
Hold on, before we get out of here, there's another question from the people, because we always
say,
for
sure.
If it ain't for the people, man, we ain't here for them.
We ain't here for them.
The question they're asking is, how far do you want to go?
That is a good question to wrap it up, though. I like it.
I do want to go to college. I don't really know how far I want to go after college. I'm still kind of in between if I want to have my whole life be in basketball, because then it's just a lot of work. I feel like after college, I don't know yet, but.
To be announced.
Yeah.
And before we get out of here, one more. Hey, the people are commenting. I'm not commenting. It says great show. What can we do to help support? So shout it out again.
We did say we was going to give a second for that. Please give any.
Okay, so two things. Follow Lady Blackhawks on Instagram. Follow Northfield Girls Basketball on Instagram.
Cash App.
Sydney Price 84. I believe that is what that is. And just come support us and see us in games. I would love to get people out to the Northfield games. I can provide all that information. Be on the lookout for Lady Blackhawks, great community organization that is really trying to create opportunities for the kids, and so.
I definitely will be at a game or two. I definitely will be there.
Come pick me up, man.
Last time I was gonna go, I think y'all was in Greeley or something.
Oh yeah, we just got back from Greeley.
That's a little too far.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Well, thank you guys again. Thank you again. It's been a pleasure here on Game Point. We keep the game obviously on point.
Yes.
We'll take a break, and we're gonna come back and talk about some of the shenanigans going on in the system right now. We'll be back.
I hope y'all get that chip this year, though.
Yeah. Shout out to the chip. Awesome, man.
Ownership. Nobody talked to me about ownership. Financial literacy, that could be anything from obtaining insurance for your family, which is part connected back to the physical health, right? Are you healthy enough to get life insurance to be able to take care of your family? But financial literacy is a big piece about that. And that is something that we as an organization is a big push for us to try to get our kids to understand the big picture and ownership. I think when you don't own something, you don't understand how to respect something.
there's a jewel to give my 16-year-old self, I would probably just tell myself that everything is going to be all right. And I think that I would tell myself that because so often as Black girls, we're told you need to work twice as hard, you need to be perfect, and all of these really difficult things that are hard for any human being to be. You know, we put a lot of stress on young Black girls, but I would say be who you are, try your absolute best, and everything is going to be okay. And really, that's not only my message to myself, that's my message to everyone.
Don't take that credit card your freshman year of college. They got that booth set up. They're going to give you that $500. Don't take it. Because they want that money back. And you don't realize as a freshman in college that you have to repay that money. So that $500 bill or that $500 credit card cost me $1,200 by the time I was able to pay it back. And a bunch of headaches and having to deal with people talking crazy to you because they're bill collectors and you owe them money. So don't take that credit card your freshman year of college. It ain't worth it. I would tell myself that it's okay. And what I mean by that is you can't control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you react to it. And it's okay that your father's not here, right? But how you deal with that and how you deal with other people, those two things don't have to go together. You don't have to take that out on other people.
Man, all money in, you know, stack, save, look towards the future. Don't think of just right now. You know, we quick to just want it right now, you know. Not only that, don't rush to get it. Put your plans and your goals in motion and then you'll see it through. Oh man, that's most important, especially when you start getting older, because we don't realize like a lot of the things that we digested when we was younger really shows and comes and hits you when you get a little older. You know what I mean? We have this stigma when we're young and growing up in the urban community that we probably won't see 21 or we won't see 30. You know what I mean? So we don't look that far down. You know what I mean? So I think at 16, I would tell myself, man, take it easy. Don't put so much stress on myself at a young age, and to know that I'm gonna make it to be 30 and 40 and 50 years old.
Welcome back, man. Hey, check it out, man. We don't want to keep y'all too long, but here on Game Point, where we keep the game
on point.
Hey, check it out. We like share, comment, repeat, retweet, and
do it all again.
Hit that notification bell so you can know when we on. Check it out.
So great opportunity, great interview. Shout out to you, man. Some great questions for Miss Price and her daughter, man. It was just all around. It was good, man. And there's more to come. We ain't told y'all everything about everybody, but there's more to come. You know, the community's reaching out, and we just want to give a chance to be able to share those stories.
Lady Blackhawk, shouts out to the Prices. Shouts out to my man Kerry Price, and we're gonna try to get him on here. He's the big bro.
That's him.
He was one of the guys on one of the best high school teams in the nation in this time.
Come through.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta get them. You know, I gotta get them.
Everybody, we want to have some conversations on here, man. We know about something and to somebody. We want to have conversations. We just had the ladies on. Speaking of ladies, Clarissa Shields. We are familiar with her as a boxer, but she's a highly talented and skilled boxer. She's I'm not mistaken.
The champ.
She's a champ, right?
Pretty sure she's a champ.
Okay. Yeah, but she's put herself out there as saying that not only is she the best female boxer,
she's the best boxer.
No, she pound for pound, she might be one of the best and most elite boxers in her class.
Okay.
She's saying that goes for females and males. She was like, anybody can get these hands. She even called out Keith Thurman. Said, "Hey, Keith Thurman, you can get these hands."
I seen the sparring. With Keith Thurman.
Well, she said you can get these hands. That's what she said. She said these feet and hands, you can do it. Keith is like, I'm not trying to take it seriously. Not on terms that I don't think that she's not a talented boxer, but like when you talk about something like boxing, that is really where the genetics of men and women separate.
Yeah.
Speed, power, agility.
I'm definitely not with the trans whatever playing in a different sport. That's just my thing.
No, because valid point, but part of that is because of that reason, right? Because we're saying, hey, there could be some issues with somebody getting seriously injured, and I think Clarissa said to her, she said it's not, and not only that, she boxed Keith Thurman. And had walked through the plan for her, but as of late, film has come out showing that when sparring with a male sparring partner, it did only on terms that not only did it kind of have a unique ending to it, and I know some of you all have already seen that, but just leading up to it, she was telling him, she said, "Hey, is that all you got? Like, I need you to give me everything you got."
And
he did.
He gave it to her.
He did, man. He knocked her smooth out, man. And I seen her on some.
But it was 2018.
It was. That's what I'm saying. This is not from around. This just recently came out.
Yeah, it just came out, but it was from 2018.
Okay, so you're basically saying 5 years ago. Today, she ain't getting knocked out.
I'm not saying she won't get knocked out, but
that's when it was.
Surfaced.
It just recently surfaced. For whatever reason, it hadn't come out for 5 years.
She kept it under wraps.
But it did recently surface, and it did show her male sparring partner. He ended up catching her.
A Russian. I don't get his name.
Yeah.
But he slid her. He gave her the business. But in turn, did you hear what she said after that?
Yeah, she said that he had he took the patent out of his glove.
Yeah. She said he got those gloves from Rocky Marciano or Roberto Duran.
Okay. Well, let's take a look, because I think we have some footage around that. And you look at it for yourself. I don't know. It just, Let's take a look. Let's just see what happened.
Would you?
All right, so there you see Clarissa Shields getting her dumb ass knocked the fuck out by a male fighter. She always want to challenge dudes and how great she is. But here she is knocked out by this motherfucking 140-pound dude who is 6-1. He's been stopped by a guy, but he only has 2 knockouts amongst men. But in here against Clarissa Shields, motherfucker look like Deontay Wilder, cracking her ass with that hook. And she's in there throwing heavy leather with this guy, trying to exchange with him. Man, Clarissa need to sit her motherfucking ass down. All right, so there you see Clarissa Shields getting her dumb ass knocked the fuck out by a male.
I don't doubt it, but she said she's not worried about getting knocked out. She said it's happened before. So I don't know. I don't know what to hear.
I don't like it. And again, that's just at the end of the day, I think seeing 2 females compete, at a high level, even in boxing, UFC, I think that looks it passed the eye test. Anytime I see women, involved with fisticuffs with men, it doesn't pass the eye test. I don't really like it. And if you setting yourself up in a position where you can get yourself knocked out, well, that's even more of a situation.
I don't think it's a good look either way. But shout out for Clarissa for getting in the ring with men and trying to change her.
And this is 5 years ago, so she can come back.
She changed her narrative, but I did see her in the ring sparring with another man, and she was doing her thing. So shouts out to her, man, and I'm glad. I want to see her fight upcoming fights. Oh man!
So I mean, rolling into that, so and I think my computer's about to die here in a second. That kind of brings up something we're talking about: women, men, equality, and purses and money. Are you familiar, and do you know how much revenue each professional sport generates?
You know what? I don't, but
What would you think the lowest? What's the lowest revenue generating sport out of hockey, baseball, basketball, and football? Major professional level.
I would go. I know the highest, and I would go. The lowest is hockey.
Football being the highest.
Yeah.
Football is the highest, 15 billion. Hockey being the lowest.
I seen 17 billion.
When you get to 15 and 17 billion, that's about what you're looking at. And then in hockey, you're looking at 5.9, 6 billion for hockey.
Basketball got about 7, right?
Basketball's actually trending around 10, and so is baseball.
All right, I'm some numbers.
These are obviously we're not pocket watching, even though I like that show, watch that, follow it. But it is one of those things where you have to.
But you got to know, professional soccer is in the 50 billion.
Soccer is the dad. Yeah. And respectfully, you're right.
512 billion.
Not a game.
All together though.
In soccer?
All sports together.
All sports.
512 billion is generated
annually.
Yeah, annually. No, not annually. It's up 5% from last year. And last year, I believe, it was 486 billion. So they went up about 5%. So
they doing all right.
Shouts out to sports, and I wish we got to get into that. We got to grab that team, man. What's the new sport that we
Oh, you talking about pickleball?
Yeah, we got to get this pickleball team. We might be in the money about 10 years. Man, let's keep it moving and grooving.
Yeah, so I mean, Shani Ohtani, right? He had the $7 million contract with the Dodgers over 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, it's a big number. I'm like, yeah, that's a huge number. We appreciate it, but. If he took that contract, technically, after California taxes, it'd only be worth about $348 million.
I did see that.
The way it's originally structured. Yeah. Now, because we're talking about $1 billion, clearly he has some legal representation in this and, officially signing off on it. And they actually restructured his contract.
Yeah, I did see that last time we were on.
He's not going to be making $700 million, anything close to that in the first 10 years.
Yep, $2 million a year
for 10 years.
And with the $680 million deferred until the end of the deal, sources confirm.
So it's basically looking like if the first from 2023 or 2024 to 2034, $2 million, and he's just gonna live off endorsements. He's a phenom from his country. He's getting $50 million a year. $50 million a year anyway off endorsements.
He's already good.
Yeah, off endorsements. Yeah. Structure this $2 million for 10 years, and then in 2034 and through 2044, then you get $68 million a year.
That's
part of the tax code, though, and this is what makes this unique, is that if you at least defer your money for at least 10 years, you don't have to be taxed in where you got it, but where you're currently at. Mm-hmm. So as long as he shake the scene within 10 years and go somewhere with a different tax structure, he don't take on California's high tax. Player, right?
There's people who have found a way.
Some real attorneys.
They have maneuvered themselves into making it. So I know he's paying those guys handsomely.
Yeah, and then that also allows them as a team, they don't take on all those luxury taxes, and they can take that money, put it in something.
Luxury taxes are not a part of the MLB.
Who says that?
There's no salary cap.
Well, there's no luxury tax?
No.
Who's taxing them? They're going to tax at a higher percentage because you guys are getting these lump sums of money, so that's going to be considered
luxury tax as far as the team. Like there's luxury tax that are like when you have a salary cap, that's when they hit you with the luxury tax for going over the salary cap. If you have no salary cap, there's no luxury tax.
Now that part, y'all gonna have to chime in on that. I don't got that, but I at least see the play that they was trying to run to defer.
They did their thing. They're not gonna be cash strapped paying them $70 million.
No, I'm giving this dude $2 million for 10 years.
Winning.
We got 10 years to make that up with all these jerseys, all this attendance, all this our own licensing and marketing off of this guy.
Already a juggernaut of a team.
Genius move.
So shouts out to the people. Shouts out to his people.
I guess only broke people pay taxes.
Shit.
Only broke people pay taxes. But moving on, and because we are speaking about sports, I know getting into this, I think with NBA, there's been a lot of buzz going on with a lot of some high-end topics going on. One of them is Ja. We'll talk about that in a second. But I think the other one was from what we broke last week was Draymond Green's suspension, right? Indefinitely.
Yeah.
Well, they put definitely on indefinitely as of late.
They figured it out.
They figured it out. I think that at some point you got to make it make sense. But they just go ahead and stall out, give themselves some time. But it's at around what? Like 3 weeks?
Yeah, 3 weeks, 12 games.
3 weeks, 12 games. You know, and
he'll be back before the All-Star break.
Oh, yeah. He'll be back before the trade deadline, February 8th. He got plenty of time. Do you keep him? Do you trade him?
Who wants him?
I mean, there's teams like Detroit who's lost 24 games in a row.
He's not going to get him a game.
Would you play for Detroit if you were Draymond?
Nah. No, he would because he's home.
If they gave
home.
If they gave you $100 million,
that's home.
4 years, go back home. Would you play for Detroit?
He probably would. You know, he probably would.
And you can just be swinging on cats.
Be another Malice in the Palace.
Yeah, Joy Road. Shout out to all my Detroit players off of Joy Road. Yeah, you can just go out there punching on people. Trick. He can do security for Trick if things don't pan out.
The Dog Blog said Draymond overrated and overpaid.
I mean, I don't think he's been rated as like the most talented basketball player, but you know, I think he would be underrated for what value he has off the ball that he has to a team.
He's overrated for. I think he's overrated. Just period. Like,
no. I mean, but do you think that the Warriors would have had the run they had without Draymond? Because there was teams that was bullying.
He was definitely a part of it, and Draymond was definitely a part of a reason. A part of the reason why they lost one of those championships. Also, when they were up 3-1, and he gets suspended for doing another heinous act of kicking somebody in the you know what.
But that only says even more to the fact that he is valuable.
Oh no, he is valuable to the team.
So he can't be. But that's what I'm saying. He can't be overrated if he cost them a championship. That means that his presence, and it wasn't by his antics during the game that cost it. It was a game past that. We're saying that even if they got through that game and played the next few games or however long he was suspended for, that his impact was so great or important that it cost the Warriors.
Yeah, it was one game he was suspended. It was 3-1. I think the Warriors were at home.
Yeah.
And he wasn't there.
Yeah.
And so he definitely has an impact.
So he's not overrated because he's needed, right?
He definitely.
Can you be overrated and needed?
Yeah, of course. You can definitely be overrated and needed. No one wants Draymond's contract. Dog Blog, that's 85 Toyota SR5. Dog Blog says anybody could have played this position with the Splash Brothers, KD and Iguodala and Kerr. Anybody could have been in that role.
Yeah, but you seen what LeBron was doing. Like LeBron turned into a little bit of a bully on Steph Curry when they went from that 3-1, and he was just when he blocked the shot, and he was just like, "I'm right, yeah, I'm throwing, yeah, right." When you seen LeBron in his neck, they still light skinned. Like Curry ain't one of them. He's still like.
Do you think?
You think
you'd have did that to
specifically
Kenyon
pink
Martin?
lips?
Kenyon Martin.
Pause. What'd he do? What?
You think he would be doing?
Yeah, but see, that's the thing is that Kenyon Martin will maybe because I'm the only reason why it's different for me is because it's a different time. Kenyon at his height coming out of Cincinnati, that's what the league was. Like, the Draymond is the last of a dying breed. Like, he's still out here swinging and punching on cats. Back when Kenyon came out, he was needed. That's what the league was requiring.
I'm saying, but do you think he would swing on Kenyon?
Who, Kenyon? No, with Draymond? No. He didn't even want it with Isaiah Stewart. He know who to play with. Foreigners and light skins.
Concentrated Smart Juice said DJ ain't worth the headache, and he says hell no, he wouldn't have swung on Kenyon Martin. I don't think so either. But my thing, where he loses respect, before we go to the next topic real quick, where he loses my respect, is that he don't square up with none of these dudes. He's always sneak punching or choking from the back or kicking them in the nut. Like, he don't square up when he's pulling these in. Only one he kind of squared up to was Jordan Poole.
No, he pieced him up. He pieced him up. He pieced him up. Jordan Poole pushed him off. And Jordan Poole looked different. I'm looking at. He looked like he's going back in time. Like he looked like a '70s.
Man, he got the porn stash going.
Yeah, he looked like a '70s.
He got the porn stash with the afro. You know, he looks like a '70s actor.
He looked like a black exploitation actor.
You know what I'm saying? He looked like a light skinned version of Shaft.
He looked like he was like in Cooley High or something. Like
yeah. He's one cool.
Yeah, man, he going back in time, man.
Green definitely played great during their run, but that was a long time gone.
It is. I mean, and I think, that, but you were saying that people were scared of Clay in defense. I don't think it was Clay. I think it was Draymond. I don't think that was that. They was always concerned about Draymond. Clay don't even, look, that's why it's still hard for me to believe Clay even get injured. Clay, you don't even dribble. Like, how are you getting hurt if all you do is step and shoot?
I think you had to,
Clay?
I think you just have a preconceived notion about Clay.
Clay ain't got it.
Clay was that guy. He was that guy.
Well, let's talk about that guy. Ja Morant's back.
He is back.
Ja Morant is back, and his first game back was just the 19th, right? This dude played the Pelicans.
He's back. Hey, he came back with a vengeance, didn't he? Concentrated Smart Juice said, "What happened to Jordan Poole? Coming soon on Hulu."
It better not be on that other one, Tubi. He looked Tubi though. He might be Tubi.
Where is he now?
Yeah, I can see that VH1 behind the scenes. Don't let him start rapping.
After he took that hit, man, he might have some mental. He might need some mental help right now.
Jordan Poole is what it is, which is so unfortunate, is because he's seen the best in the industry ever do it at a high level, where you got to see their whole routine. And that's something I think one of the other sports announcers that brought up at one point. Like, you get to see Steph Curry prepare for games and play. You get to see Kevin Durant prepare for games and play. You get to see some of the best Hall of Fame players prepare and play. And then you come over here with a cool behind your ear, you know, and an afro.
Something is wrong with that
porn
dude.
stash.
Something's wrong with that guy.
But he ain't. It's that punch, man. Sometimes people live 1,000 deaths, man. So if somebody sucker punch you, just get off on them, man. It don't matter who they are, what they look like, because you don't want to be like Jordan Poole and just be not getting all tough later. Start looking like you just fight back. Just fight back.
Well, I mean, at that point he couldn't fight back.
Why?
I don't think he got up.
Nah, he ain't knocking him out.
I don't think he got up like too soon.
No, we on the same team.
That wasn't a.
Nah, we on the same team. We got to fight at the beginning of practice.
You probably wouldn't have made it up.
We got to fight at the car.
My guys would have been in the lot. My guys would have.
Now look, I'm still in the league. I got some cats out there that really want to see me win. I don't think they just gonna let somebody jump on me like that. They gonna come out.
My guys would have been there. That's all I can say.
But and that's what I'm saying. Like, at the end of the day, you just gotta get yours, man, so that you can move on. Because that way he can still be the good, clean-looking kid that he looked like initially with
he's a rat.
The Warriors. But it's getting sketchy.
Washington got a bum deal.
Man, Detroit got nobody. Ja Morant is back.
Let's go back to Ja.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
He's the man.
Was it worth the hype? Put it this way: can he bring his team back into the playoffs?
Would you say 7-19?
7-19.
7 games out the 10th spot.
7 games out the 10th spot. Can he bring them into the playoffs? I think we got a little clip. Let's run that and take a look and see what this looked like. But this man did. He brought back some excitement that I think the league has been lacking for a second. That was an exciting game. I must admit.
Ja's back.
Yeah, I must admit. That was solid.
Ja, you got to keep doing your thing. Shouts out to my man 85 Toyota SR5. Ja got the juice.
It was exciting. I think as a fan, you're like, I hope he come back and at least add some value. No, he looked like he's back. He's angry. He's mad. Everybody owe him. He got a chip on his shoulder. You know, he might not do a lot of interviews. This is Ja. Ja with the hoodie. He might have to start practicing with hoodie. Ja with the hoodie.
Stay off the gram.
Yeah, just Ja with the hoodie.
Stay off the gram.
I'm going for hoodie Ja.
Keep the pistols away, and tell your dad
chill out.
To grow a mustache.
The Usher.
Yeah, like no grown man walks around with it. Come on, man. Only Tux can pull that off.
Man,
and Toyota F5 SR5 said he need to quit hanging out with dumbasses and get business like. And that's the fact. But you can hang out with some dumbasses. You just don't beat a dumbass.
That period.
Concentrated Smart Juice said John needs hooked on phonics.
That way. Nah, I mean, you know, we done all made we done did some stuff, especially if you popping. Like, I only like hearing comments from people that at one point in their life they was popping.
Good hooper.
Just popping. Just popping is something. You had to be popping in something to even have a conversation about Ja. Because I'm telling you, when the lights is on, it's different. It sounds like, well, I would never mess up the opportunity. You would never be given that opportunity.
So at 23 or whatever, however old y'all is.
Yeah, young man.
And if you had that amount of money and you were on that stage,
dunking on everybody else's favorite basketball player.
What kind of mistakes do you think that you would have made? Would you think you would have made the same type of mistakes as Ja?
Oh no, man! I would have went home, or I'd have followed my curfew.
A young 23 Sebo.
I'm just going back.
Millions on millions.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna go home early.
All right, the kids must be watching. Hey, my man.
That's why I let them listen. Real quick, the '90s. Well, listen. That's what happened. We get to say that's what happened from the '90s. You know why? Because we didn't have the camera phones. We didn't have the internet. So that's what happened, man. You know, we was behaving, and I wasn't popping in basketball anyway. I'm just saying.
Hey, yo, bitches.
There you go.
3,000 said he's better than Zion. 85 Toyota SR5 said, side note, Richard Sherman's suit is out of control on Thursday Night Football tonight. And the scoreboard, the last is 22. Damn, the Saints that came back. It was 22-7. It's 22-30 right now. Oh, it's over. But it's over.
Who won?
Rams.
The Rams. My computer down.
Hey, yo, bitches said, what's going on, fellas? What's up?
What it do?
What's cracking?
What it do?
What's happening? What's the next one we on?
For sure, we got the Clippers now on a 9-game winning streak.
Oh, they got them stars playing together?
It's working.
Getting it together?
It's gelling.
Leonard has played.
PG, Kawhi,
25-something games.
Wilson. I mean, Westbrook. You know, they loaded.
They loaded.
You got the beard.
He done played about. What? How many ever games have been in the season Leonard has played?
And remember, he said he's not part of a system. He is.
Oh, that's Mr. Harden.
Yeah, he said he is a system.
He is the system.
Shout out! Basketball is doing all right now so far. They coming out. There's a lot of stories in basketball. We got redemption in here. We have betrayal. We have, and I'm talking about betrayal by the young man from Minnesota. He done paid the girl $100,000 to have an abortion if she showed proof. Look, y'all young dudes with money got to stop. But again, you can only speak to that when you popping, because it makes sense at first when you popping. Like, man, I do what I want.
They say them Clippers undefeated since Harden started.
They definitely ain't been undefeated since he started, but they have a 9-game winning streak, and shout out to them for that.
Shouts out to the Clippers, man. And shouts out to Tyronn Lue being the coach and putting that thing all together, though.
Yeah, no, it's looking good. I think they are, especially in the West. I mean, you can move in the West. It ain't what you thought. We thought Phoenix was on something. I was just saying, there was some controversy with some of them young players they acting up. But in the actual standings itself for the West, it looks good, and the teams look strong.
Shouts out to the NBA. Shouts out to Joel Embiid. He looked like he having another MVP season, though. He went for 50 last night, I think.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I'm saying?
But that kid that's with him, Maxey?
He went for 35.
He a problem, man. And he been a problem. He's a problem.
He just had to get Harden out the way.
Yeah, he's a problem.
And now you can see the true him.
Yeah, he's doing his thing. So let's talk about real quick before we head out of here. There's a couple of football games coming up here in the next couple of days and over the holiday weekend. 3 of them stand out for me.
They saying we wrong.
About what?
Undefeated since Harden started.
Nah, that's not accurate.
They fact checking us right now.
Nah, that's not fact check that, man. He lost the first couple of games. Everybody was scared when he came back.
That's what I thought. I thought
nah, man, yeah, he lost a couple of games when they first came back. That's what got everybody scared. Like, is this gonna work? No, then they caught fire, and then they've had to last.
Is it not Harden started, or was it when Westbrook went to the bench?
Oh, you talking about when he started? I like that.
It's hard.
No, when he started. Yeah, I mean that's a good question, but I don't think it was the first game he started. Dang, we got fact check.
Bitches. They say we wrong.
But let's at least switch gears while y'all look that up. Post it. We'll take a look at it. But there's a couple of matchups coming up this weekend. It's the holiday weekend, but one of those was the Dallas against Miami. Who you taking?
Dallas, Miami.
Dallas, Miami. Dallas at Miami.
And they just picked up Ndamukong Suh.
Did they officially do that?
I seen some, but you can't trust everything you see.
Yeah, and my computer did, so it's on the strength of love.
So I'm gonna go with both of these teams are front runners.
Both of the teams are front runners.
Whew. I'm gonna go with Miami. I just can't go with that.
Miami at home?
Yep.
I'm gonna take Miami at home too, cause I'm never picking Dallas and nothing.
Dog, 85 said, nah, the Nuggets beat him the first time. That's what I thought. The Nuggets beat James Harden the first time.
There you go. Shout out to the people that know that we out here for y'all.
He picks Miami. 85. He picks Miami this weekend.
All right. Well,
who y'all got? What's up? What's the next game?
Jacksonville and Tampa at Tampa.
Battle of Florida.
Duval.
Battle of Florida. I'm gonna go with Baker Mayfield at Tampa.
I like that as well too. But Jacksonville's had some injuries, but they playing, but not hard enough. And I think right now, Tampa, they got that kid White. He's something special. They got Evans. They do got some talent over there. Mayfield's doing just enough, man. I think that's what it takes.
Got a blog got Dallas, and he says Tampa Bay Lawrence is hurt. So. I mean, but they got a lot of talent over there, though.
Yeah, they got a lot of talent. They got enough things to make up for.
I'm gonna go with Tampa. I'm gonna go with Baker Mayfield.
I got Tampa. And the last but not least is Baltimore at the 49ers. What you feel?
Ooh, that's the game of the year, right?
It's Monday night.
That's the game. Last week, y'all game was the game of the year. Now
it's been a juggernaut, man.
We moving on to the game of the year. Whew. I don't know if I can pick against Frisco.
A healthy Frisco?
I don't know if I could pick against them.
That's fair. So is that who you got?
I'm going to go Baltimore.
I like that. I'm taking Baltimore, too.
Oh, shit.
I'm taking Baltimore, too. I like it. Y'all heard it here first.
Blog picks the 49ers. We gonna have to put a parlay with them 3. You have to put a parlay on it.
Speaking, before we get out of here, I think there's a new shoe out there. There's a new shoe with the new shoe brand. Somebody you might be familiar with. Have you seen anybody on your team with new shoes?
I haven't.
Really? Because the Joker just came with a shoe brand.
Oh, he got a whole brand?
Yeah, he got a shoe. He's working with a Chinese shoe company called 361, and he just broke the shoes out earlier this week.
I ain't seen them.
You might take a look at the new Jokers.
They look better than the Matumbos, because them was trash.
Hey, man, what are they? Are they the ones? You got them J1s? You got, so now when people say you got J's, they're not talking about Jordans, they're talking about Jokers.
He said he's leaving Nike, just left Nike, huh? I'm trying to find the shoes, man. I
sent it to you.
Tux, did you have a pair of...
I sent it to Tux.
Tux had a pair of Matumbos.
Tux.
I think he had.
He had a pair of Gary Paytons. I guarantee he had the gloves.
He had the Matumbos.
He had the Matumbos for real?
For the motherland.
Oh, okay. He didn't have the Rodmans that tied up on the side.
85 Trillion SR5 said he wants Baltimore. He said this may be a Super Bowl preview. Concentrated Smart Juice said Baltimore is a front runner and also says Lamar is a bum. I am looking at the Jokers right now. They are almost on the level of the Matumbos.
Damn, you ain't gonna rock them?
Nah, you rock them?
I sent that. I mean,
oh, you got them?
I'm not.
It sound like you might have said you got them.
Break with them?
Like you got them.
No, I'm trying to get them reverse Grinches. Who got them reverse Grinches, man? I got a little nephew I'm trying to bless, man. Who got them reverse Grinches?
San Fran, y'all crazy.
San Fran, they got it. A healthy San Fran is tough. It's tough. Debo Samuel and CMC, Christian McCaffrey, they are a problem.
And they're like interchangeable.
They're a problem. I'm going to say that. We played against them. You know, we beat them last year when they counted. And, you know, we definitely, taking the L this year to them. But they're a problem. When they're healthy, they are.
They're beasts.
They're a problem. But, they lose too, clearly. Yeah. Remember when the Patriots had Randy Moss in a prime Tom Brady? And went undefeated and lost in the Super Bowl?
Hey, I remember that, but I'm going to tell you one thing. If Brady would have had a number one receiver like his whole career, a true number one like Randy Moss.
But I think that's what made... He did.
Nah.
Yeah, he did. He had the best thing next to Randy Moss. He had Gronk.
Hey, yo, bitch just said Baltimore just lost their running back threat, too.
Who?
They did lose their running back. He scored a lot of touchdowns, too. I cut him in my fantasy.
Yeah, but you talking about Gus Johnson? Yeah, no, it's something Gus. But yeah, he was solid. But they got a good team though. Like Baltimore's a good team, and now everybody's been talking about, and even me, we've been saying like Lamar needed to show more and do more, but he has a well-rounded team. I mean, that's what you need to do as a quarterback is manage the game.
No, he's a guy now that he has a legit receiving threat out there in
What, Flowers?
No, man, come on, in old school Odell Beckham.
You talking about Odell Beckham?
So he said not Gus, the rookie star. So I got his name. Oh, Mitchell.
Well, who's solid?
I mean, hey, it's all good, man. Is that your last topic? Man, shout out to the people, though, man. You guys leave these comments, man. Like I say, man, we ain't good without y'all.
Yeah, man.
Like, share, comment, repeat, retweet, do it all again.
And do it all again. And remember, here at the Game Point, we keep the game
on point.
Man, y'all go home, man. Have a good time. We out of here, man. Happy holidays. See you and your family and whatever you call it, whatever you do to spend time with people who fill your cup.
We love y'all, too. Check it out, though. Hit that notification bell so you can know when we on.
And we out, y'all. Peace.
Power behind unity in community.
Man, just the brilliance that we have, in our community when we create space to work collaboratively and work with one another. Man, that brilliance comes to the surface, man, and we can't be stopped. So I think, just creating events like this for all of us to participate in and finding intersections for us to work together, man. We got all the answers to all our problems right here in our community, man. That's it.
We got the answers. We got to unite right here to solve the problems that we got right here.
America would be great again if our black people come together.
What's the real power behind unity and community?
It's the village, right? So each one teach one, iron sharpens iron, right? So there's a lane that I run very well. There's a lane that you run very well. We put those lanes together, something magic happens.
We got a highway.
Right. You see what I'm saying? And so we've got to infuse that. We got to support each other. And, people talk about the crabs in the barrel mentality.
I don't know if I subscribe to it or believe in it, but what I do know is when we're all lifting each other up, everybody does better. You know what I'm saying?
Unity is really lifting each other up, for real.
There it is.
I appreciate that. That's good.